Welcome to the first installment of Dino Details. Today we will be looking at the pterosaur genus Anhanguera. A cousin of the more famous Ornithocheirus, Anhanguera was also a specialized piscivore, or fish eater, with conical teeth well suited to trapping slippery fish. Currently, 3 species are recognized as valid: A. spielbergi, named after Spielberg himself, A. piscator, and A. bluchersdorfi, which is the type species. Their fossils have been found in the Romualdo Formation in Brazil's Araripe Basin and is given an estimated wingspan between 4.4 and 4.6 meters, or, for my fellow Americans, between 4.8% and 5% of a football field. This figure was calculated by reconstructing the total length of the ulna, which itself was calculated by determining the ratio between the total length of the bone found, which was 250 millimeters, and the length of the distal aphysis of the ulnae from 2 other closely related and much more well-preserved pterosaurs found in the same location. For some added context, the distal aphysis is the rounded part of the bone facing away from the center of the body, and the ulna is the forearm bone which connects the elbow to the smallest finger. In humans, it's the pinky fingers, and in pterosaurs, that digit would comprise much of the actual wing. So this would be the elbow, this would be the ulna, and then all of this right here, what you might think would be a whole arm bone in and of itself, is just the pinky finger. Now that we have dealt with the anatomy terminology, we can dive further into what makes Anhanguera unique amongst pterosaurs, particularly into what distinguishes it from its closest cousin, Ornithocheirus. Anhanguera is unique in that its upper crest starts some distance away from the tip of the snout, whereas in Ornithocheirus and Coloboronychus, its 2 closest cousin, the crest starts immediately with the snout. Whereas, as we see, Anhanguera's crest starts a bit of distance away. This is what distinguishes Anhanguera between its closest relatives. It would have been in steep competition for fish with the other pterosaurs it coexisted with, living on the coast of what would become the South Atlantic Ocean we are familiar with 110 million years later. One such pterosaur was Tapehara, famous for its interesting and prominent skull crest. There was astounding ecological diversity in the region at the time, with over 15 different species of fish being identified from the rocks that remain, and just as many species of pterosaur who would prey upon them. Yet this ancient ecosystem's most infamous resident would have been the spinosaurid Irritator challengeri, named because the paleontologists who described it were irritated with the fact that the skull they used to describe the genus had been heavily damaged and altered by the collectors who possessed it before them. Irritator would have also been a potential predator to our beloved Anhanguera, as there is evidence that an individual did eat a pterosaur at one point. Luckily, Anhanguera was a very competent flyer, able to escape danger if it needed to, and could have traveled thousands of miles by air, as remains have also been discovered in rocks dating to the same age, around 110 million years old, in the United States, Morocco, China, and England. But eventually, all of our beloved Anhanguera friends would become extinct as time marches on and the species gradually got outcompeted in its fish-eating niche by other, more advanced pterosaurs. Such was the fate for Anhanguera. I would like to thank everybody who stayed to the end of the video. Thank you very much for watching the first installment in the Dino Details series, this segment about Anhanguera. Now, to support the channel, please like this video, comment what animal you would like to see in the next Dino Details series, and subscribe for more content. Thanks, everybody!